I was thinking this morning about our Lord in the Garden of Gethsemane, and in particular about how the disciples fell asleep. Our Lord asked them to watch and wait with him while he prayed, and he went about a stone's throw away from them and then returned to find them sound asleep. And he rebuked them. He said, could you not watch 1 hour with me? Now, why am I talking about this? I'm talking about what's happening to many of us now is the devil's trying to keep us from focusing on him, throwing a lot of distractions in our way, especially, well, at least in my case, temptation. And there's nothing like bad thoughts and temptation to throw you off course. But what does our Lord say? He says, watch and pray. Watch and pray that you may not fall, that you may not be tempted. I'm just gathering my thoughts. Um, that's what it's about. We've got to be alert. We've got to take captive every thought as soon as it comes into our minds with the help of Jesus. Okay, I'll have a thought sometimes, and then instead of just nipping it in the bud, so to speak, it gets just a little bit of ground. Just you can't even give it an inch. And it's not that I've consented yet. It's not that I consented, but just there it is. It stays a little bit too long. Then I realize, oh my goodness, that's just not right. And I rebuke it and I ask our Lord to take it captive, and He does. So it's not that I've sinned, but each time, see what the devil will do. He'll try to take a little more ground. See, it's all a war. Everything is a war. Um, when it comes to matters of temptation, sin, and our daily struggles. And he just wants that extra inch because then we think, well, wait a minute, that's kind of a nice thought. Maybe I can think about that a little bit more. See, that's the temptation. And then when you consent to the thought and dwell on it, it becomes sinful and leads to greater sin. So I'm just saying it's intense now. And I call it cloudy thinking even. He's using this cloudy thinking where we can't quite focus. And it's a discipline. I have a little bit of ADD. I don't mind telling people that. I always have. I got easily distracted, especially in school. Oh my goodness. Get me out of here. I wasn't I was bright, but I was not a good student. Do you know what I'm saying? I was not a good student because I couldn't stay focused. I wanted to be, for example, in history class, I loved history, but, the teacher would be talking about some aspect of history that I thought was boring, and I wanted to be reading something else in the history book. Always distracted. But that's what the devil's doing because he wants to take our focus off the Lord. Because if we're focused on him, if we're seeing him all the time, he's in our mind's eye, then he doesn't have any power over us. If he gets us away from the Lord, you see, that's when he has power. So I'm practicing it. I'm practicing being in the moment, focusing on even what I'm doing, and especially when praying, thinking about my words, what I'm saying, addressing it directly to Jesus, keeping him in my mind's eye. And that helps a lot. But I have noticed it's very intense right now. And you have to keep practicing. You have to use a lot of self-discipline because he's going to throw a lot of curves at you, curveballs, because he wants to get you away from our Lord. As things heat up, out on the world stage, as things change erratically in our own worlds, all these distractions, that's when we have to keep focused on the Lord. So I'm sure some of you are experiencing this, and I hope it gives you some encouragement.